Hi guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel, and this is the Moody Book Tag. So I'm not gonna lie, I totally stole this video idea from Rana. I will link her video and her channel down in the description box below for you guys. Please go and give her some love, she really deserves it. I really enjoy her videos. I just really liked the idea of this book tag and I thought the questions were super interesting and really fun. So without further ado, we are gonna get straight into it. I will just quickly apologise if this video is a hot mess like my previous ones. I can't talk today. I can never talk when I'm filming. My mouth moves faster than my brain gives me a chance to think, so that's always fun. But anyway, the first question is, do you consider yourself to be a mood reader? And I think I am a mood reader sometimes, but I much prefer to make TBRs. I did toy with the idea last year of not making TBRs and just deciding what I was going to read like after I'd finished a book, but that didn't really work out for me in the end because I just lost track of all the books that I need to get to. So I like having TBRs so that I can, check off each book as I go along. I do have a lot of books that I need to get to that I've just been putting off for so long. But I do try and base my TBRs around books that I am very excited for, or books that I am really feeling at the time. I know that I might get to a book eventually and just be like, I'm not feeling it. But I'm trying not to worry about that too much now. I used to be a stickler for sticking to my monthly TBRs, especially if I put it up online on Instagram or on a video on here. And I used to be like, well, I said I was going to read it, so I have to read it now. And I used to feel really bad if I didn't. But I've gone past the point of caring about that now. So if I do pick up a book that is on my TBR and I'm not enjoying it after so many chapters, or I just don't feel like it, I won't read it and I will go on to something else. So I think I am a bit of a mood reader. But I do still like to stick to my TBRs. Alright, so I've kind of answered the next question, because the next question is, do you set TBR lists and do you stick to them? So, yeah. Something just went through my letterbox. So, as I said, I do make TBR lists. Do I stick to them? Mostly yes, but I'm not too bothered now if I don't. Question 3 is, do books affect you emotionally, and does the mood of a book rub off on you? So this is an interesting one, and it's not really something I've ever thought about before, but I'm quite desensitized to a lot of stuff. I can read pretty much anything and come away feeling nothing these days. I don't know what that says about me. There are definitely books that have impacted me emotionally and that have definitely made me feel things, and I have had to kind of put the book down a little bit and just take a moment to process how I'm feeling about that topic or those characters, or just, process the information that I've read. I think horror is probably the one genre that I have noticed that has definitely rubbed off on me a lot, because I started reading horror a bit more last year, and I think the only book that has ever really made me feel a lot of things all at once is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I've said this before, but that book is intense, and when I did finish it, I did kind of feel a little bit jumpy for a little bit, and there were certain things that I couldn't eat because it reminded me of that book. So yeah, I don't know, that's an interesting one. But the question 4 is, when you're feeling sad, do you like to read sad books, happy books, or neutral books? I don't really know. I just like to read. It doesn't really matter what the book is about. Reading is my first love. And it brings me so much joy regardless of whether the story is happy or sad or tense or scary or whatever. I just like to read. But I do find it quite hard to concentrate on reading when I am feeling a bit down in the dumps, which has happened quite a lot recently. I'm a natural worrier, and so my brain is always going at 100 miles per hour, and I am always thinking of stuff, and I'm struggling with intrusive thoughts right now, which is not fun. So that makes reading very difficult, and if I am in a very bad place, as much as I want to read, I can't do it. But I don't really care about the mood of the book. I will read sad, I will read happy, I will read scary, I will read neutral, whatever. Like I just like reading, and if I'm enjoying what I'm reading, then I feel good. It doesn't matter. I feel good. Question 5 is, most often do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? And I think I use reading for all three now. In the past, reading was definitely a form of escapism for me. It still is a form of escapism for me now, especially with everything that has been going on in the world and in my life lately and the past year. You know, if I didn't have books, if I didn't have reading, I don't know how I would have got through it, because all of the books that I have read in the past year has definitely given me a bit of a breather from the stress of the pandemic and everything else that I have been dealing with. So escapism is definitely the number one thing that books give me. But I have been reading books a lot more to learn stuff. I've been reading a lot more non-fiction lately. I've made it a goal this year to read 2 non-fiction books every month, so that's like 24 books a year. And a lot of the non-fiction that I have been reading, I have been really enjoying, and I have learned a lot about different people and different viewpoints and different parts of the world, and it's just been really, really interesting. And it's definitely helped, and something's just come up on my laptop and I don't know how to get rid of it, bear with me. And then critically reflect. I mean, I'm very critical of myself in my day-to-day life anyway, but not in a positive way. But there have been a few books that I have read in the past year or so that has definitely made me think about how I hold myself, how I behave, how I interact with other people, and how my behaviour and the things I do and say can impact other people. And so it's definitely made me think a little bit more about how I can change some of the things that I have adopted without me realizing, and how I can, use my voice for good and stuff like that. And that's something that I want to continue to work on. And so I have, been seeking out non-fiction books that can help me do that. So we'll see. But all 3 of those are things I definitely get from reading now, and I want to continue to get from reading in the future. Question 6 is, what is a book that made you laugh out loud? And for that, I am going with More Moaning, The Enlightened One Returns by Carl Pilkington. So I am rereading this at the time of filming, and I absolutely adore this book. It is so funny. It is a book all about exploring different parts of the world and different cultures and how they do things differently surrounding certain topics. So in here there's stuff like art and death, and it's just this guy's viewpoint on those things. And I love Carl Pilkington. I have talked about him a little bit in my past few videos, but he is a guy who is very kind of happy with not travelling. He's just happy being in the UK and sticking to what he knows. And he was in a show called An Idiot Abroad, where he was forced to go and see like the wonders of the world and just share his thoughts on them and just get a feel for different cultures and learn stuff. And the things that he says are absolutely hilarious. And, you know, when you go abroad and when you see all of these things that you've seen on television and that, the general consensus is that that thing is amazing. Well, this guy, like, he can see the Great Wall of China and he will just compare it to the M6. So there we go. This book definitely does make me laugh out loud. And I do want to read more of his books. I only own this one. So I do want to get hold of some more because he is just really, really funny. Question 7 is, what is a book that made you cry? Or if you don't cry, one that really moved you? So yeah, I think I've mentioned before that I am quite desensitized to stuff and I don't really cry at books. I've cried at a few movies and a few television shows, but not really at books. But one book that definitely did move me and did really impact me is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. My favourite book of 2021 so far. Nothing has come close to this at the moment, and this book is just really relevant for me right now and a lot of the things that I have been going through and feeling. And yeah, like, there's a lot that I want to talk about regarding this book, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it. But it's essentially about a woman who is contemplating suicide, and she ends up in the Midnight Library, which is kind of like limbo. It's like space between life and death, and she gets shown alternate versions of her life. The Midnight Library has infinite versions of your life. You just pick out a book and it could take you to like Australia, or it could show you, you know, you're a successful businessman or something like that. And yeah, the concept was really interesting, but the themes surrounding it really resonated with me, really impacted me, and I think it will with a lot of other people as well. So this book was definitely very emotive, and I do want to reread it just because everything that I felt reading this was just, it was beautiful. Question 8 is, what is a book that you don't even know how you felt about? And I am quite opinionated, so I generally have opinions on every single book that I read. So this question was quite hard for me to answer, but I have decided to go with The Year of the Witch-In by Alexis Henderson, and this isn't necessarily because it's one of those books where, you know, it's a bit kind of iffy. This was just because I read it during a time when I wasn't in a good place and I wasn't able to concentrate on it very well, but I forced myself to read it, and I really wish that I hadn't done that because I don't really know how I feel about this book. There were moments of it that I did enjoy and the story was really cool and I loved the characters, but I just came away from it not really feeling anything, which is a shame. So my plan is to reread this when I'm better, so that I can, you know, have a more honest kind of opinion about it, and be able to rate it, because I didn't give it a rating either, because I didn't think that that would be very fair to do that, considering I wasn't even sure about how I felt about myself and other things. So that's the answer for this one. Question 9 is, are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? And honestly, I don't really care what the weather is like outside, I will read. I do like to sit on the corner of the sofa by the big window when it's sunny, and I'll have all the windows open, and the breeze coming through, and it's really nice, and I will get a bit of a tan on my right side while I'm reading. I really do enjoy that. But you know, if it's raining, I will read. If it's snowing, I will read. If it's thundering and lightning and hailing and blowing a hurricane. Not that we get hurricanes in this country, but you know, if we did, I would still be reading. So question 10 is, do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, lights, smells, etc. And yeah, sometimes I do, especially at night time. I like to light some candles, have the lights down low, maybe have a hot chocolate on the go and sit and read my book. If I'm reading a spooky book, then I definitely like to sit by candlelight and read it, because it makes it more fun and it makes it more atmospheric. And especially if the book is really creepy, it definitely makes you feel like there's someone lurking behind you. So that's a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, if it's sunny outside, I like to sit on the corner of the sofa and have all the windows open. But you know, as long as I'm comfortable, as long as I'm cozy and I've got a good book, I'm happy. And the last question is, can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them? And no, I leap from book to book like frogs leap from lily pads. You know, I finish one book, I'll probably give myself an hour to go and do something else, and then I will pick the next one up, because I just have too many books to read. There are so many books that I'm excited about, and I just like to read. If I'm not reading, I don't know what to do with myself. So I'm quite happy to hop from book to book. There are a few books where I might need a bit of time to soak it all up and just process what I've read. But yeah, I read and read and read. Alright guys, so those were the questions to the Moody Book Tag, and I thought they were really cool. I had a lot of fun filming this video. So I will leave all of the questions down below for you guys if you want to have a go yourself. I will try and find the original video as well to give the original creator some love. I will also put some channels that I really love down below as well for you, because I'm feeling like sharing the love today. So please go and check out their videos, subscribe to them, comment, show them some appreciation. They deserve it. I will also put some resources down there as well for all of the things that are happening in the world right now, so you can go and educate yourself, because that is really important. And yeah, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos from me in the future, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye guys.